Images flashed across the screens. Human history, from the first wooden tools to quantum computers, from cave paintings to virtual reality, from the first hesitant steps on Luna to the sprawling colonies across the solar system. But more importantly, the archivist continued. You dream. You hope. You believe in the impossible until you make it possible. This quality has been lost to most ancient species, including our own. We became too logical, too predictable. The Void Hunters anticipate our every move. Elena exchanged a glance with Dr. Kazarian. The Void Hunters. They're the threat. Yes, they exist partially in dimensions we cannot access. They see patterns and follow them to their logical conclusion. But you humans, you break patterns. You defy logic. You create chaos from which new order emerges. The Void Hunters cannot predict chaos. The implications were staggering. An ancient alien civilization asking humans, barely a blip in cosmic history, for assistance against an even older threat. We need time to process this, Elena said carefully, to consult with our leaders. Time is the one resource in short supply, Commander Reyes, the archivist replied. The Void Hunters have detected our communication. They will come. With that ominous warning, the transmission ended, leaving the command center in stunned silence. Within hours, Earth Command had convened an emergency session of the Assembly, the governing body representing all human colonies. The recording of Elena's conversation with the archivist was played for the delegates, causing an uproar of questions, concerns, and disbelief. Admiral Zhang, the highest-ranking officer in Earth's fleet, addressed the Assembly. We have verified the quantum signature of the transmission. It originated from a distance of over 900,000 light-years, well beyond our galaxy. The technology to communicate across such distances is beyond anything we possess. So we're just supposed to believe this alien entity? Counselor Mbiki asked, skepticism heavy in his voice. For all we know, this could be a trap designed to lure our ships away from Earth. Dr. Kazarian, who had been brought to Earth for the session, stood. The mathematical complexity of the quantum fluctuation suggests an advanced intelligence far beyond our current understanding. And the archivist knew things about our history, details that no outside observer should know. What exactly are they asking us to do? Counselor Alvarez inquired. Elena stepped forward. They haven't made a specific request yet. The archivist indicated that more information would follow, but warned of the threat. These Void Hunters may have detected our communication. The debate raged for hours, with some delegates arguing for caution, while others pushed for immediate action. In the end, it was Admiral Zhang who swayed the Assembly. Throughout human history, we faced threats that seemed insurmountable, he said, his voice steady. Each time, we've survived not through superior strength, but through innovation, adaptation, and courage. If these silent watchers are right about our unique qualities, then perhaps we do have something to offer in this cosmic struggle. The Assembly voted to prepare an expedition to the coordinates provided by the archivist. The EF's Prometheus, Earth's newest and most advanced research vessel, would be refitted for the mission, equipped with the best technology humanity had to offer. As Elena left the Assembly chambers, Admiral Zhang approached her. The Prometheus needs a commander who's already familiar with our new allies. The position is yours if you want it, Commander. Elena felt the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. Humanity's first contact with an ancient civilization, and possibly its first interstellar war, would be under her command. When do we leave? She asked. The Admiral smiled grimly. As soon as the ship is ready. The fate of 2 civilizations may depend on it. As Earth prepared for the unprecedented mission, astronomers across the planet reported strange disturbances in the fabric of space-time at the edge of the galaxy. Something was coming, just as the archivist had warned. Something old and hungry and relentless. Humanity had 5,000 years of recorded history. The silent watchers had billions. And now, These ancient observers needed the help of the cosmic newcomers to face a threat older than stars. The real question was, would humanity be ready when the Void Hunters arrived? The edge of infinity. The EF's Prometheus sliced through the darkness of space, its quantum drives humming with power as it carried humanity's best hope toward the unknown. Commander Elena Reyes stood on the bridge, watching as Lieutenant Park guided the vessel along the coordinates provided by the archivist. "All systems nominal, Commander," Lieutenant Park reported. "We'll reach the quantum anomaly in approximately 6 hours." Elena nodded, her eyes fixed on the view screen. Behind her, Dr. Kazarian and his team of scientists worked frantically to refine their quantum communication equipment. If the Silent Watchers tried to contact them again, they'd wanted to be ready. The Prometheus carried a crew of 250 scientists, engineers, and a contingent of Earth's finest soldiers. No one knew what to expect when they reached their destination, but Admiral Zhang had insisted they be prepared for anything. "Commander," Dr. Kazarian called, excitement evident in his voice. "We're detecting quantum fluctuations similar to those at Outpost Helios, but these are much stronger." Elena moved to his station, studying the readings. "Can you establish communication?" "Working on it," he replied, his fingers flying over the controls. "The patterns are shifting, evolving. It's as if they're adjusting to our technology, making it easier for us to communicate." Suddenly, the main view screen flickered, and the familiar form of the archivist appeared. "You have come. Good. There is little time." "We're still 6 hours from the coordinates you provided," Elena said. "The coordinates were a necessary deception," the archivist replied. "Had we revealed our true location, the Void Hunters would have followed your transmission back to your homeworld. We could not risk drawing their attention to Earth prematurely." Elena tensed. "So where are we actually going?" "To the edge of what you call the local group, a place where the boundaries between dimensions are thin. It is there that the Silent Watchers have maintained their vigil for eons. It is there that the Void Hunters will attempt to breach our reality." As if on cue, alarms blared across the bridge. Lieutenant Park's hands moved frantically over the controls. "Commander, we're detecting spatial distortions ahead. Massive energy readings, unlike anything in our database." The archivist's expression, difficult to read on its alien features, nonetheless conveyed urgency. "They have found us sooner than anticipated. Your vessel must alter course to these new coordinates. Hurry." A stream of data flowed into the Prometheus's navigation system. Elena hesitated only briefly before nodding to Lieutenant Park. "Set new course. Maximum speed." The ship lurched as it changed direction, the quantum drives straining as they pushed the vessel beyond its designed limits. On the view screen, the star field shifted, revealing a distant swirl of darkness that seemed to devour the light around it. "What is that?" Elena asked. "The breach point," the archivist answered. "The Void Hunters are attempting to create a stable passage between their dimension and ours. If they succeed, they will pour through in numbers too great to counter." Dr. Kazarian looked up from his instruments, his face pale. "Commander, those energy readings, they're increasing exponentially. Whatever's happening there, it's accelerating." "How much time do we have?" Elena demanded. "At current progression, the breach will stabilize in approximately 5 hours, the archivist said. "We have gathered what forces we could, but as I told you, our numbers are few now." The view screen expanded its view, revealing dozens of vessels unlike anything humans had ever seen, crystalline structures that seemed to phase in and out of reality, trailing tendrils of light like cosmic jellyfish. "The Silent Watchers," the archivist explained. "What remains of our fleet." Elena squared her shoulders. "Tell us what you need us to do. We didn't come all this way just to watch." "Your quantum drives," the archivist said. "They operate on principles similar to how the Void Hunters traverse dimensions. We believe they can be modified to disrupt the breach." Dr. Kazarian's eyes widened. "But that would require reconfiguring our entire propulsion system. We'd be stranded." A small price to pay for saving two civilizations, wouldn't you say, Doctor? Elena countered. She turned back to the archivist. Tell us how. For the next 4 hours, the Prometheus's engineering team worked feverishly alongside Dr. Kazarian, following the archivist's instructions to reconfigure the quantum drives. Meanwhile, Elena prepared the rest of the crew for what might come. We don't know what these void hunters look like, she told the assembled officers in the briefing room. We don't know their capabilities or their weaknesses. What we do know is that they threaten not just Earth, but every civilization in our galaxy. Today, we fight not just for humanity, but for all sentient life. As the Prometheus approached the breach point, the true scale of the threat became apparent. The swirling darkness had grown, now spanning a region of space larger than Earth's solar system. Within its depths, shapes moved, vast, incomprehensible forms that seemed to bend reality around them. Those are the Void Hunters? Lieutenant Park whispered. What you see are merely their appendages, reaching through from their dimension, the archivist said. Their true forms exist in spaces your minds cannot comprehend. The Silent Watcher's fleet had taken up positions around the breach, their crystalline vessels forming a perimeter. As the Prometheus joined them, a surge of energy erupted from the darkness. They've detected us, the archivist warned. They recognize your vessel as something new, something they haven't cataloged. You've already disrupted their patterns. The first attack came without warning, beams of anti-light that seemed to erase everything they touched. 2 of the Silent Watcher's ships vanished instantly. Evasive maneuvers, Elena ordered. Weapons hot. The Prometheus banked hard, narrowly avoiding a beam that passed so close it caused systems to fluctuate throughout the ship. In response, the vessel's quantum cannons fired. Experimental weapons designed to destabilize matter at the subatomic level. To everyone's surprise, the weapons had an effect. Where the quantum energy struck the darkness, it recoiled, the shapes within writhing as if in pain. It's working, Lieutenant Park exclaimed. Of course, Dr. Kazarian said, understanding dawning on his face. Our quantum technology operates on principles the Void Hunters haven't encountered before. They can't predict its effects because it doesn't follow the patterns they're used to. Elena seized on this advantage. Target all quantum weapons on the center of the breach. Maximum yield. The Prometheus unleashed its full arsenal, joined by the Silent Watcher's vessels, which now focused their own exotic weapons on the same point. The combined assault caused the darkness to contract, the breach shrinking visibly. It's not enough, the archivist said. The breach is slowing but not closing. The drive modifications, are they ready? Dr. Kazarian nodded grimly. Ready, but untested. Commander, if we activate the reconfigured drives, there's a 70% probability that the resulting quantum cascade will destroy the Prometheus along with the breach. Elena didn't hesitate. Begin evacuation procedures. All non-essential personnel to escape pods. Set course for the center of the breach. Elena, Dr. Kazarian said softly, using her first name for the first time. Someone needs to remain aboard to ensure the drives activate at precisely the right moment. The timing must be perfect. I know, she replied. That's why I'm staying. The scientist shook his head. No. The crew needs their commander. I'll do it. Before Elena could protest, alarms blared again. Lieutenant Park's voice was tight with tension, multiple contacts emerging from the breach. They're coming through. On the view screen, tendrils of darkness extended from the breach, wrapping around 2 more of the Silent Watcher's vessels and crushing them instantly. The remaining alien ships scattered, regrouping for another assault. We're out of time, Elena said. Dr. Kazarian, get to an escape pod. That's an order. The older man straightened, a spark of defiance in his eyes. With respect, Commander, this is a scientific mission as much as a military one. The quantum calculations required for optimal detonation are complex. I'm staying. Elena wanted to argue but knew he was right. Lieutenant Park, you have the con. Get everyone else off this ship. As the evacuation began, Elena worked with Dr. Kazarian to plot a course directly into the heart of the breach. The Void Hunters sensed their intention, focusing their attacks on the Prometheus, but the Silent Watchers moved to intercept, sacrificing more of their dwindling fleet to protect the human vessel. The Archivist was right, Dr. Kazarian said as they watched another alien ship disintegrate. They're dying to give us this chance. Then let's make sure it counts, Elena replied. With the last escape pod launched, only Elena and Dr. Kazarian remained aboard the Prometheus. The ship shuddered under repeated attacks, systems failing across all decks as they plunged toward the heart of the breach. Distance to target? Elena asked. 30 seconds, Dr. Kazarian replied, his hand steady despite the chaos around them. Commander, there's something you should know. The quantum readings I'm getting. They suggest that when the drives detonate, they won't just close this breach. They'll seal it permanently, creating a quantum barrier that the Void Hunters won't be able to penetrate for thousands of years. Elena allowed herself a small smile. Then humanity's first contribution to interstellar security will be a lasting one. As the Prometheus entered the darkness, reality seemed to warp around them. The ship's systems flickered, failing one by one as the laws of physics themselves became fluid and unpredictable. Now, Doctor, Elena commanded. Dr. Kazarian activated the reconfigured drives. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, a wave of energy unlike anything ever recorded erupted from the Prometheus, expanding outward in a perfect sphere of quantum fire. The breach contracted violently, the darkness collapsing in on itself as the Void Hunters' appendages were severed from their extra-dimensional bodies. A shockwave of released energy spread across light years of space, momentarily outshining nearby stars. In the aftermath, the Silent Watchers' remaining vessels surrounded the escape pods from the Prometheus, protecting them until rescue ships from Earth could arrive. The Archivist, communicating through the pod's limited systems, shared what had happened. The breach is sealed, it told the survivors. Your commander and Dr. Kazarian succeeded beyond all expectations. The quantum barrier they created will hold for millennia, giving both our civilizations time to prepare should the Void Hunters ever return. Lieutenant Park, now the ranking officer among the survivors, asked the question on everyone's mind. What happens now? Between our peoples? Now, the Archivist replied, we learn from each other. The Silent Watchers have knowledge accumulated over billions of years, but you humans have something we lost long ago. Innovation, creativity, the ability to think beyond established patterns. Together, we can build defenses the Void Hunters could never anticipate. When the rescue vessels arrived 3 weeks later, they found the survivors of the Prometheus working alongside the Silent Watchers, already beginning the exchange of knowledge and technology that would transform human civilization. Admiral Zhang, leading the rescue fleet, stood in awe as the crystalline vessels of the Silent Watchers performed maneuvers that defied known physics. They'd been watching us for thousands of years, he mused, and now we've finally given them something worth seeing. At the edge of the local group, where the battle had taken place, a new phenomenon had formed. A quantum aurora visible across millions of light years, shimmering with colors no human had names for. Scientists would later determine that it was the aftereffect of the Prometheus's sacrifice, a permanent reminder of the day humanity proved its worth to the oldest civilization in the galaxy. And somewhere, perhaps in a dimension adjacent to our own, Commander Elena Reyes and Dr. Kazarian continued their journey, their consciousness preserved in the quantum fire they had unleashed, becoming, in their own way, Silent Watchers themselves. The universe would remember the day when humanity, after 5,000 years of looking to the stars, finally answered their call and changed the course of cosmic history forever.